What is up, guys? Robbie back with another video, and today I'm going to be displaying my collection of cars. If you didn't know, I like to collect cars, die-cast models and all that stuff, so I'm going to be doing a video on the cars I have. I got my box of cars right here. My goal is eventually to have a collection that doesn't fit in a shoebox, but yeah, I'm just going to start this off with not really a car. This is just a Hot Wheels motorcycle, really small. You can't really see it too well, but there you go. It's called a Canyon Carver. It's not real, of course, but that's the first thing, just a little motorcycle. I've had that for a while. Next one I'm going to get into is the Porsche 911 GT3. I believe it's like a 2007. Yeah, 2007. I've had this one for a while. These are just like Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars, just these little ones. But yeah, I've had this one for a while, and it's a Porsche, so why wouldn't I keep it? I got rid of a bunch of my old ones a while ago, but I kept the cool ones, so obviously I kept the Porsche. This is just a Porsche 911 Turbo. It's a 2001, so this is a little older, but again, it's a Porsche, so why wouldn't I keep it? I think this is probably the oldest one I have. I've had that one for a long time. What next? We'll go with this one. This is the Acura NSX, the number 22. I've had this one for a while, not quite as long as the Porsches, but again, this one's a little small. The Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, they're a little small, so won't have to keep reaching forward. But yeah, I've had this one for a while too. I've always really liked that one. When I was younger, I really loved this one. This was like my favorite one that I had for a while. I don't really know what this is. It just says Chaparral. I don't really think that's the company. This is just like a supplier type thing. But yeah, this one's a fake car. But I really loved this, just sparkly blue with cool livery on it. But yeah, that one's not real either. Here we got the Audi R8. Is there a year on this? 2007. So it's a little older, but I really liked this one. When I was younger, I thought it was a Ferrari, but it wasn't. Yeah, I thought it was a Ferrari because it looked like the one in the movie Cars, but it's just an Audi. But yeah, I like it just the same. Kept that one from when I was younger. And we have the Lotus. I don't know what the model is. I just know it's a Lotus. It's a little older, 2008. So that's the Lotus. I really loved this one, just the sparkly blue in it. But yeah, that's the Lotus. I don't really know my Lotuses, so I couldn't tell you what model it is. But yeah, next we're going to go with the Ford GT Le Mans Edition. This is the 2000, actually doesn't have a year. So I think it was like early 2000s, something like that. Maybe a little later, like probably 2005, 2010, somewhere in there. But that's the Ford GT Le Mans Race Edition. I always loved this car. I got it more recent than most of the other small Hot Wheels ones, but still one of my favorites that I had. And the last Matchbox Hot Wheels car is this Riley and Scott race car. Tell you the truth, I don't know what kind of race car this is. For a while, I thought it was an LMP2, but I didn't know what I was talking about then. But yeah, I'm not really sure what this thing is, but it's cool. So I kept that one. And two more small cars. These are both similar. I have the two Jeff Gordon cars. I've been a Jeff Gordon fan my whole life. So sad that he retired, but yeah, this one I had for a while. I got this when I was like 6, I think. That's just the iconic DuPont with the flames on the front. Loved watching this car. And then got this a little later. The Pepsi is a little wider, but he did drive for Pepsi later on, so got the Pepsi Max, of course, both number 24. Both good cars. I want to get more of the Jeff Gordon cars because he had so many cool liveries. But yeah, on to some bigger ones. I'm not going to have to lean forward as much. Got two old cars here. These are the next ones I'm going to show you are all like $5 from. You can get them a bunch of different places. I just buy them when I find them. All these Matchbox cars, I have no idea how much they cost, honestly. You buy them in like packs for like $10. So they're probably about like $2 each to buy them. They're really not worth anything, but first we got the Camaro. I believe this is a 67. Yes, the 67, so 1/37. So it's a nice old Camaro. So nice. I like the classic cars. And this one I love this one so much cooler. Oh yeah, all these ones that I'm going to be showing you, you pull them back, they roll forward. I don't know if you guys are into that, but it's a cool thing I have. A Cobra from 65. This is a 1/32. And yeah, the Shelby Cobra, such an iconic car, recognized by so many. And the doors open on these cars, so that's kind of cool, I guess. They've got like steering wheels and pedals and all that, so these ones are cool. But yeah, Shelby Cobra, of course, an iconic car. Had to get that one when I saw it. Most of these I got from like they shop at the beach or Walmart. That's where I got most of them. So next, we're gonna go with an newer Camaro. This is a 2010. The nice sparkle maroon there. I love that paint job. It's nice and it's dull, but it looks cool. So that's the 2010 Camaro. So yeah, it's a little newer than the other one, but I do prefer the Camaro to the Mustang. This is the Mustang from 2015, Ford Mustang GT. Of course, you got the GT on the back, and the Mustang, just standard Mustang GT. I do prefer Camaros, but of course, Mustangs are certainly a car that I enjoy to see. So next is the Stingray, which I love much more than the other two. Two that I showed you right there, the red Chevy Corvette Stingray. This is a 2014. It's a 1/43, so it's a little smaller. I think this is the smallest one I have of this model, but a 1/43 Corvette Stingray. One of my dream cars, of course. Just always have loved the look of them. And next we get into some more expensive cars. Still the same like type, these type of cars, but next we have a Lamborghini Huracan LP610 4-wheel drive. And yeah, I don't really like the paint job, to be honest, but I saw the Huracan, I had to get it. An off-center double racing stripe, just gray with orange. Not a huge fan, but it's a Lamborghini, so I like it. I would have preferred, light green. That's a good color for the Huracan. A lot of people have that, but yeah, it's a Huracan, so, what can you really argue with? One of the best handling Lamborghinis out there, and somewhat affordable as far as Lamborghinis go. Next is the Porsche 918 Spyder. This one is I'm actually not sure what the size is for this one, but probably somewhere around 1/40, 1/35 maybe, who knows, 1/36. Yeah, the Porsche 918 Spyder, one of my favorite cars out there. A little more pricey, but I still love the look of the cars, and of course it's a Spyder, so got that top down, it looks amazing. Next, we've got the McLaren P1. This is not the GTR. I love the GTR, but the P1 just looks better as a road car. The GTR is more of a performance car, but the P1, 1/36, of course, P1, we're getting it up into the millions now as far as the price is concerned, but of course, all the actual cars, they only cost like $5 to $10. I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's the McLaren P1, number 1, of course. So, love that car as well. I love all these cars, but I can't pick a favorite, to be honest with you there. I love them all so much. Next, we got the 2017 Ford GT next to the Le Mans. So, pick your favorite. I really love the blue on this, of course. One of my favorite colors to have a car in is just that dark, sparkly blue. This is the 2017, like I said. I would love to get a 2005 with the Golf livery. Such an iconic looking car. Or maybe a GT40 Le Mans car. Such an iconic car to go with this one, but yeah, I love that one as well. Had to get it when I saw it. Next, this was like the first car that I got of this type. My sister got me this for Christmas one year. The Lamborghini Veneno was one of my favorite cars growing up, just because of the raw price of it and just the details on it. It's hard to see on this little car, but the details are just spectacular. The headlights look insane, and of course the doors just come right up like that. Just love this car. One of my favorite cars growing up, still is. But now I'm more into motorsports and that kind of thing. But one of my favorite road cars, to get this in real life, is over $4 million. So that was one of the reasons I loved it. It just was so expensive. But just love the look of the Lamborghinis. Next is the Corvette C7R, which is the race version of the ZR1. This is the GTE Le Mans GTE Pro car. This was the 2017, but yeah, this was a 1/36. They've been using this model since 2016, but this was from 2017, and yeah, one of my favorite cars of all time. Certainly one of my favorite race cars, but just love the look of the Corvette. Again, I love Corvettes, and this is about as good as it gets. I love watching the Le Mans. This is always the car I root for. They haven't done super well recently, but I love rooting for them, and I will continue to root for them for a long time, as long as they stay in it. So the next three and the last three that I have are the they're more of just display models. They're in these cases, so I'm going to take the case off if I can, because the glare is just not good, but I love keeping the case on, just makes them look nice. The Nissan GT-R LM Nismo, my favorite race car of all time. Right when I was getting into watching Le Mans and stuff, this was the car that just gripped me, and I love Nissans. And they don't race a lot, so seeing them with an LMP1 was really cool. It did not do that well, but if you've watched any of my Real Racing 3 videos, this is one of my favorite cars in Real Racing 3 as well, and I've done quite a lot of races with this, so I love driving this car in the game, and I just love the look. It's such a unique car, and they did so much radical stuff with it. It's just a shame that it didn't do very well in the race. It was just too radical. Too many things were just so different about it. The Nissan just went a little bit too overboard with it, but I still love it just the same. But I would have loved to see it do a little better. So that's my favorite race car of all time. The Ferrari F1 car, this is the, I believe it's the F71H, something like that. SF71H, I think, that Sebastian Vettel drove right there. You can see it's got his name there, the number 5. And this one's a little trickier to get off, but I'll see what I can do here. See if I can get this lid off for you guys. It's being a little stubborn right now. Oh, there we go. So got that off. There you can see it a little better. Sebastian Vettel, number 5. Got the halo, which I was debating getting the 2017 version to avoid the halo, but I honestly love the look of the halo. I honestly, not gonna lie, like the look of the halo, just because it's just like surrounding the cockpit there. But yeah, that's the Ferrari. Of course, he lost the championship that year, and in one of his most infamous seasons, it's going to be forever, just because of the number of mistakes that he made near the end of the year. But always gonna love Ferrari, of course, and it's a beautiful looking car. And this brings me to my last and biggest car, the Ferrari FXXK. Doesn't have a glass covering for this one. This one is massive. This one is, I think, like a 1:24. The Nissan is a 1:44, I think, and the F1 cars are 1:36. So this one is my biggest car. Love the Ferrari FXXK. Another car that I have in Real Racing 3. Love the look of it. Honestly, with the FXXK Evo, the wing got fixed where it went the whole way across the back, which a lot of people liked. And the rear diffuser looked a little bit different as well. But I love the look of this. Such a unique looking wing. No one has ever had a wing like that on a car. Just a little winglet right there on each side. I just think it looks really cool. The performance isn't great with that wing, which is why they changed it, but I just love the look of it. That's what it's made for. That's what a model is for, is just to look at it. So, yeah, I really love just how it looks, and you can pop the back up there. Take a look at that glorious engine in there, that glorious V12 engine. But, yeah, these 3 models that I have here were all between $20 and $30. The Nissan was the cheapest, I believe. It was around $20. I think this was around 25 and this one was around 30. So the model cars are, my favorite just because they look cool sitting on the podium there, and with the glass covers. My favorite of the small ones has got to be the 2 Jeff Gordon ones. If I had to pick one, I'd just go with the iconic DuPont livery. And my favorite of the bigger ones, I honestly, it's so hard to make a decision between the Veneno and the C7R, just because they're just so different, and I love both of them. But I love all of these cars, and I'm looking forward to making additions to my collection. And hopefully, if I get more, I can make some follow-up videos with additions to my collection. And I'd love to make videos of other collections. I don't really know what collections I would have. I could do shoes. I have a lot of dumb shoes I could show. I guess would be pretty boring because they're all trash. But I have a bunch of posters I could show you guys. I don't know really what else, but yeah, if you guys want to see more, I can certainly do that. But yeah, these are all my cars. I love collecting cars, and I'm looking forward to getting more. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.